Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to the Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey podcast, episode 328. How the hell are you, Chris?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good. It's November. How about that? We're almost done with this year. Let's just put a bow on this pig.
Oh my God. You know what? It's so fun. Somebody said something to me a couple days ago about life is like a roll of toilet paper. When it's the outer part of the roll, things go slow, but the closer to the center of the roll you get, the faster it goes.
Faster. Yeah.
And it's true. It's true.
It's true.
I mean, when we were a kid, we've said it numerous times on the show, was as kids, Christmas Christmas is the nexus of our lives when we're children, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Christmas shopping list, what you want, your wish list, whatever. And it's just like the Christmas Story, the annual movie we all watch, it's like, little Ralphie, but
circling toys in the Sears catalog.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And those days are long gone.
If that ain't dating yourself, I don't know what is.
But it took forever for Christmas to show up again. But now it's like, bam, it's Christmas. Bam, it's Christmas. Bam, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just slow the roll, man. It's just slow.
Yeah, 100%.
Having said that, it's Christmas season.
Okay.
So
it's officially the I was at Costco tonight and all the Halloween stuff's gone and it is Christmas ahoy now in Costco. So yeah, crazy. I haven't seen trees out front yet, but it's coming.
Well, it's funny because the pumpkin lots, the pumpkin, the corner lots that have pumpkins for sale, they've all been stripped down and they're still there. They rent that lot for the whole season, and I guarantee you they're getting ready for Christmas trees to show up in the next few weeks. So
100%.
But
right around the corner, and we got to get our Christmas buying guide together.
Holiday gift guide.
The holiday gift guide. The much anticipated episode of the year.
I've been looking at my ideas for it. I know last year we went I went kind of deep into the bourbon stuff and wine stuff, but I want to circle back and think about getting into some wheeling stuff again because there's some pretty compelling stuff that I've seen popping across my screen and. I got some ideas for the annual holiday gift guide.
How about the new Toyota side-by-side? You can put that on your wish list. Because Toyota suck.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. What do you got? You got any reviews or anything?
I do. I actually have I went and looked. I haven't been on Apple Podcasts in a while. Or Apple, what is it called? iTunes?
Whatever. Apple.
I don't know what they call it anymore. Anyway, I went to the Apple app.
Banana shenanigans.
That's right. And there's one that slipped through my fingers that I just noticed from October, last month, October 24th. So it's pretty fresh. It's a 5-star review.
Perfect.
And I love this title. It's from it's from Rand Manone. Rand Man 1.
Oh, Rand Man 1. Ram? Or is it Rand?
Rand. RANDMANONE.
Okay, perfect. He's not a Dodge guy. Okay.
Well, he is. No. But he goes on to say the title is #1 off-road podcast for a reason. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, he goes on to write in the body of this. It's a 5-star review if I haven't mentioned it already.
Chris was just doing the gopher dance from Caddyshack, by the way. If we don't have visual.
All right.
Okay.
So as he goes on to write, my new favorite podcast after binging every episode from 0 to 320 something. I can say Chris and Jason's chemistry and banter with each other and their guest is great. And the variety of interviews is awesome. The wheeling stories are great motivation when you're working on your junk in the garage, and the wine and whiskey content is super interesting, even if you don't drink them yourself. Even us Toyota guys can appreciate.
What? A Toyota guy giving us a compliment?
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Wow. How great is that? We can say Toyotas suck and people still love us.
They love us. They really love us.
Well, that's awesome. Okay,
Randman 1.
I think it was Randy Slauson that wrote that because he's a Toyota guy. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it was Randy Slauson.
Oh. Throwing it out.
Because he's a wrench in his garage every day.
Well, yeah. I mean, is he?
He is. And then he goes and plays in the afternoon. If it's
wheeling and go racing or bombing in his bomber.
It's all about work-life balance. Yes. Well, that's cool. That's an awesome review. I love it that we get kudos, a 5-star review from a Toyota owner. And as much as we bash on Toyota suck, that's great. I'm going to give a little golf clap.
There you go.
That's awesome. It's all tongue in cheek, but it's all good shit. I love it. Right on. Well, that's cool. You got another one there?
No, I don't. That's the freshest one.
One big one there. That was good.
One and done. We just wanted to mention real quick that it's also we're a little late with this episode dropping, but Halloween just happened. Hopefully, everybody had a safe and sane Halloween. Yeah. It was a Friday Halloween. I know that the CHP was doing a maximum enforcement period, and they apparently had a lot of DUIs that they pulled over.
Yeah, we had nothing going on up here. It was like I had all the lights on and not one kid stopped by. So
each house is about a half a mile from each other.
Well, that's the problem. The houses are far apart, and then you got to walk like 300 yards down my driveway to the door. But we were here ready. Big Pete, Lynn, Christy, and I were ready to hand out candy, and nobody was here. So we were ready.
You know how many we had come to our door, and we're in like a tract home in a tract neighborhood.
Yeah,
we had 4.
That's it.
Yep.
Interesting on a Friday night.
There's like 3 neighborhoods that go all out in this town, and one of the neighbors had like a pirate ship in their front yard, but it's like they literally it's like on the north side of town. They go all Winding Stream Road or Way or whatever, but it's like every home just goes over the top with their decorations, and they give out like full-size candy bars and everything. So people converge and descend upon that one neighborhood, or there's like 3 neighborhoods in town that everybody goes to. Plus, that trunk and treat thing that everybody does.
Oh,
because the safe, it's safer.
Churches and stuff where it's just like, they go around the parking lot. Yeah. I get it. I guess my mom had a ton of kids too, because she's always giving out full-size candy bars, Snickers or whatever. And she went through a couple boxes of Snickers and ran out at like 7:00.
I love Snickers. That's my
favorite. But they're in the court, so they had a little party in the court and kids came by and stuff. So anyways, I know that a couple streets over, they have like a big haunted house and all that stuff too. So our neighborhood, the old neighborhood that I used to live in, used to have a haunted house, and we used to do hot dogs, and everybody would like pool down to the corner of the street, and the kids would just go down this table of all this candy and just grab a handful. So yeah, pretty cool. But
right on.
It's all good.
Halloween's a good time. I loved Halloween when I was a kid, and it shows in my belly. So
there you go. Right on. And then your oldest son was born on Halloween.
No, middle kid.
Oh, middle kid.
My middle child is a Halloween baby. He was born on Halloween night 20-something years ago. I'm not even sure how old he is.
Did they trick or treat at the hospital, or how'd that work out?
Yeah, right through the needle. What do you call it?
Neonatal unit.
What's where the baby's birthing unit? They had costumes and everything. The doctor was dressed as a goblin. It was crazy.
Oh, perfect.
No, he was born on Halloween evening. I almost missed it because I was at Kentucky Fried Chicken getting dinner. and when I got back to the house, nobody was there. And I'm like, where is everybody? And Grandma was still there. And
you didn't get the memo?
Well, this is in the early, anyway. I raced to the hospital, Good Samaritan in San Jose there, and just got there just in time to see the kid launching out of the
out of the birth canal.
Yep, absolutely. So,
how was that visual? Is that still like in your brain or what?
Well, it's one of the first things. That's the first time he broke his collarbone. He broke his collarbone being born, and he's broken his collarbone so many times now with his bike riding thing.
Oh my God.
So he he's a foodie when somebody else is paying the bill. So
yeah.
He requested, he likes steak, and who doesn't like steak?
Who doesn't
Steak's
like
good.
Steak.
We pretty much have hit all the good steakhouses. We've done Ruth Chris and Walnut Creek. We've done Forbes Mill and
he's like mid-20s now, right?
Yeah, later mid-20s.
Okay.
We've done Forbes Mill and Danville, and anyway, we decided we wanted to do. He's like, let's go to Forbes Mill, and my wife's like, let's try something else. So we went to LB Steak in San Ramon in Bishop Ranch. And
there's not a visual on this podcast, but I'm just making it rain right now. That's big money.
That's right. That's
Las Vegas steak right there.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's two LB steaks. One's in Bishop Ranch in San Ramon, and the other one's in Santana Row down in San Jose near Valley Fair Mall.
Been there.
Great place. They had a great vibe. I liked the decor. It looked kind of like it's like Art Deco kind of 30s vibe going on in the with the decorations and the architecture. But the service was for the price point we're at. The service was great.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like so. Just sorry to derail this for a second.
No, go ahead.
You go to McDonald's, you expect a level of service, and you go to a nice steakhouse like LB Steak, you expect a level of service because you're paying through the nose for it. So, It delivered.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah. No, I mean the attention from our food server was spot on. Sometimes they can be overbearing and they fawn over you too much.
Right.
I mean, they had the bus staff was there, of course, and then you had our waiter, waiter.
Yeah, you got 14 people waiting on you there.
He was doing it right. He just the right amount of attention to us without being, invasive and so forth. He understood, that we were there for an event for my son's birthday. He asked us what right out of the gate, what we would like for our beverages. And, obviously I had the cocktail menu in front of me, and I'm looking at their bourbon and whiskey selection, which was quite good. They had an extensive wine list also, as you would expect.
What was the most expensive? Do you remember?
For an ounce and a half pour, there was one that was like over $200. I didn't take any pictures, and I don't remember exactly what it was.
It's either Pappy or XO, Courvoisier.
I'm not sure what it was. I mean, I ended up perusing it. I ended up buying or having my first drink was an old fashioned, because I have to test their old fashioned skills, of course. And I ordered it with Bullet Rye, which is an exceptional, is a great rye for an old fashioned. And what was cool, the old fashioned showed up and it had the Luxardo cherry, which is important. Had the twist of orange.
Perfect.
It had the simple syrup, and it was very well presented. It had a giant cube in it that had the logo of the restaurant.
Isn't that cool?
That I don't know how they do that, but that was
a
cool.
Clear cube with the logo, the beef. It's a cow logo.
Cow.
Yeah.
Murr. So I don't know how they do that, but that was cool. It was a very good old fashioned one. I'm not sure it was the best I've ever had, but it was quite good.
Okay.
And then so I nursed that through the dinner. But So the waiter showed up a little bit later. We had appetizers. We had a what did we order for appies? We had they had a pork belly with bread pudding, which
nice.
and a sunny side up fried egg on top.
You got to throw a little egg on there, a little quail egg or something.
It was good. It was super good. And then we had a bread basket, so that was cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously our main entrees. Everybody ordered steak except my wife. She had a lobster mac and cheese.
Wow.
And then Kevin ordered the cowboy ribeye, which was this giant ass ribeye. It's like a 22-ounce ribeye.
Oh, jeez.
My daughter ordered a New York strip, and I had an 8-ounce fillet because I'm a huge fillet fan, and I had the béarnaise sauce on it. So you can't
go wrong with a fillet.
No, you absolutely can't. It was good. It was a very good restaurant, a very good experience. After mid dinner, I ordered up another drink. I ordered Angel's Envy, Caribbean rum cask.
Caribbean rum cask. Okay.
Very delicious.
Was it good?
It was quite good. A little hot on the tail.
Yeah.
But delicious. It was reasonably priced for an ounce and a half. Neat. So it wasn't watered at all. It was straight meat.
Okay.
And I think it was $25 for that. So
okay.
But overall, I think the experience was quite good. Out the door, it was a few bucks. But the service was very good as I was hoping for. So,
well, and that's the whole thing, right? Like, it's a special occasion. It was his birthday, and you want to celebrate, and you go to a nice place, and again, you expect a level of service depending on where you're at, right? So you went to a great steakhouse, and they delivered, and that's freaking awesome. And it is. It's like one of those times. It's like, okay, you got to splurge. Let's have the cocktail to begin the dinner, and then you had a little Jefferson's in the middle of the dinner, which is awesome.
Or Angel's Envy.
No one to go at the end of the dinner.
No.
Okay.
Jefferson's. Well, that was Angel's Envy, not Jefferson's.
No. Angel's Envy. Sorry. Angel's Envy. Well, you say, Caribbean cask, because Jefferson's has a Caribbean cask I was thinking of. That's cool. That's good.
It was good. And, the kid was, the birthday boy enjoyed it. And, I hadn't been to Bishop Ranch in a while, and that place has really blown up. It's turned into quite the destination. And afterwards, we passed on dessert. They did bring a little piece of chocolate layer cake to Kevin for his birthday with a candle on it. But I didn't have any of that because there was an ice cream place just down the walkway called Salt and Straw, I think it's called.
Okay.
And I mean, I've heard about it, but I had tiramisu pumpkin ice cream. But everything there is salty, as you would expect with salt and straw.
Wait, it was tiramisu and pumpkin, or two separate ice creams you had?
No, tiramisu pumpkin ice cream.
What the fuck? Why you gotta fuck up tiramisu like that?
It was
tiramisu
super.
By itself was great.
Dude, it was good, but it was a little on the salty side, which is we get to our age, salt is not good for us.
No, salt is not good.
But anyway, it was overall a very good experience. I enjoyed it, and it was a fun night. Kids enjoyed it, and
That's cool. I love going to steakhouses. I always start with a vodka martini, Belvedere Goose, whatever, and then we sit down at the table and order up some wine and appetizers and the whole thing, and then just roll through the evening. And then if I'm not driving, then we end the evening with an aperitif of some sort. Not Jägermeister or Fireball or anything like that. It's a good
Goldschlager.
It could be like a good, that's the time that I like a little smoky scotch.
Oh, for sure.
A little peaty, smoky, whatever. Scotch at the end of a dinner, or if a coffee and espresso with some Baileys or something like that, and it's always a nice wrap up of the evening.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's great stuff. I love steakhouses. I haven't done, we do CVI here, and we did it back in September for my dad's deal, but that was the last steakhouse I've been to. But prior to that, not like back when I was in the Bay Area and eating at Morton's a lot and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, there's great
Morton's
places for sure.
One. Yeah,
I can say that.
Awesome.
Looking at the wine list, I do remember. I think the most expensive wine that they had on their list was like $3,200 for a bottle. But I am going to call them out. I'm going to make a note or hashtag LB Steak. Okay. But one of the things that I noticed as I was perusing the wine list is they did not have any Livermore Valley wines.
Really?
At all. None. And I'm like, that's wrong.
That's too bad because there's some great Livermore wines there, especially the Wente, Myriad
as well. Wente,
I mean, yeah, there's some great stuff that's historic California wines, non-Napa. They don't get all the glitz, but they're just as good, if not better.
Huh. Absolutely.
Yeah, interesting. So, okay.
Anyway, if you're in the area or if you're down in San Jose at Santana Row, if you're looking for a good steak, go to LB Steakhouse. I like it.
LB Steak. All right, there you go.
LB Steak. Yeah, there you go. My review.
Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, sponsored by LB Steak.
And no, we're not.
Oh, shit.
All right, what do you got? We have other stuff to introduce here.
Yeah, we got we're what, like 4 weeks after Trail Hero? I don't even know.
Something like that.
It's been
we just
while.
We give till it hurts.
Well, that's it. And finally, getting to this podcast, you and I have been extremely busy the last few weeks. You were hosting a big corporate event.
That's right.
Yeah, I was wrapping up my summer career here in Carson Valley. But anyways, one of our interviews down at Trail Hero, I coordinated with Corey from Miracle Truss. And, I was trying to get Woody and some other people in. And then I heard about this Working Man's Coffee last year, and I bought a bag of it, and it was really good. Mm-hmm. I didn't know who was behind it or what was going on. And then when Corey was up at my house, he says, hey, yeah, this Working Man's Coffee, Michael, is there in Washington, which is right next to Sand Hollow. Mm-hmm. And he just built a Miracle Truss building and stuff. So anyways, it evolved, and I said, hey, let's do a podcast. So that's what we did. And then we invited Jake from Cardo Tracks, who is building the monstrosity there.
That's right.
near Tennessee. So we invited him because, all worlds collide at Trail Hero, and it's a good episode. His Miracle Truss building was like 92, 94% done. So it was cool to see it at that phase. And he had just gotten his coffee roaster. So it's a good episode.
It's dried in.
It's dried in. It is dried in. And it's a unique Miracle Truss structure. It's not the traditional structure. So check this episode out. It's a good one. And let's just listen to it and go from there.
All right.
Okay, we are here. Trail Hero 2025. We're sitting in a beautiful garage here, newly constructed Miracle Truss building. Are we technically in Hurricane?
No, we are in Washington City.
Okay, Washington City. And those soothing sounds you just heard is Mike here hosting us, who has Working Man Roasting Company. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Around this round table or rectangular table, got Corey sitting to my left from Miracle Truss.
We're carrying the garage podcast theme, keeping it alive and well.
We are. It's a long time no see.
Yes.
And then Jake from State Farm is here in Cardo Tracks.
What's up?
It's been a year, brother. Welcome back.
Yeah. Been a year, and I got a building standing up, and it's mostly dried in.
I know.
Yeah, big steps we can talk about.
Huge steps because, we were, last year we were giving you shit because you've had it for like 6 years and didn't, still was sitting in the box or something.
Yeah. Now I got it dried in and room for activities.
Room for activities. We like that.
And it looks good, too.
It does look good. And your neighbor, Karen, called me and said she even likes it, so that's cool.
Yeah, we've got some, we'll talk about that, too. The monstrosity.
Right on. Well, first of all, thanks for hosting us, Michael. We kind of invaded your space here, and this is working out great. Beautiful day. We got some fans, big ass fans, but I don't know, whatever they are.
Big giant fans.
Big giant fans. Cooling us off here. So let's, I don't even know how you and Corey met, just by building a building, or did you guys wheel together or anything before?
We met through Larry, who used to own Poison Spider.
There you go.
And then he, was good friends with Corey and Keith and the Miracle Truss guys. And I was needing a new building, so what's the obvious choice? I, called them, and now I am the proud owner of Monstrosity West. And I love it.
Monstrosity West. I love it. Well, that's cool. Okay. Yeah.
So, it's been a fun project. I mean, about a year in the making from the time we started discussing the plans and getting things ironed out, and then we started construction. I think in March we did the dirt. Then I think it was April, the building showed up, and now I've reclaimed some of my yard, which is fantastic because my dogs are happy they have grass again.
Right.
The landscaping's looking beautiful all back here.
You can thank the lovely wife, Liz, and my son, Michael, for that.
Okay.
Good job, Liz.
All right.
So.
Cool.
Should we give Liz a golf clap?
Golf clap. Nice job, Liz.
Yeah. All I did was help my son lay the sod.
There you go.
The nice plants and the selection is all the misses and the son, because I have no taste when it comes to decorating.
No problem. You gotta stay in your lane, right?
Exactly. I'll roast the coffee. They can decorate.
There you go. So, we'll get into this coffee roasting thing here in a second. So, how long have you been living out here in southern Utah?
We moved here in 2019 from Kansas City area.
Oh, wow.
So, got tired of the crime and everything else. And, again, all back to Larry and Sherry and Lance Clifford and all those people that we knew out here. We'd been out and 2018 and said, this is it. And so we started searching for a house, and we bought our house on Amazon on a Sunday night. And we
did you get it next day?
Was it Amazon?
Was it Prime?
It was close to Prime because we bought the house the last week of March in 2019. We pulled up to our new house on May 5th of 2019 without ever setting foot in it.
Are you kidding me?
Here. Yeah, it was literally like buying a house on Amazon.
What? How did that? Okay, so I got it. That's pretty wild. So you're in Kansas City, and you're like, okay, we're gonna move,
right?
And then you're like, okay, well, we like to four wheel. I haven't gotten into your four wheel background, but you got a pretty badass Jeep sitting outside the garage here.
Ruckus.
Ruckus, yeah.
He's bringing the ruckus.
So, how did that conversation go down? Hey, what about
we came out
southern
looking
Utah
at homes in October of 18 during Trail Hero. We came out and we're out here for Trail Hero in 2018. Looked at a bunch of homes. In fact, we looked at one that was kitty corner from this one, but we wanted a casita in our house. Well, those are few and far between. There's not as many as you think. So, anyway. It was a Sunday night, and I'm laying in bed already because I'm an old man, so I was already in bed. And it was about 10 o'clock, and my wife, all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, this is our house." I said, "Send it to me."
That was right after she clicked the buy now button.
It was about that. Yeah, it was pretty much. So, I told her, I said, let's have Lance go look at it tomorrow. and see what he thinks.
Okay.
So we call Lance Clifford, and of course, Lance was conveniently in Hawaii. So he had his assistant go look at the house. She said, there's this, that. Okay, we'll put that in our offer that they take care of these few things, and we'll make them an offer. So we made them an offer. That was Monday afternoon. Tuesday morning, they called and said, okay, we're taking your offer, but a 30-day close. Oh, shit, we just bought a freaking house and had not listed our homes in Missouri because my mother-in-law had a house there too, so we had 2 houses in Missouri to sell. Didn't have jobs out here. And so, all right, we're moving. This is great.
Wow.
So we listed our house, sold it to a cash buyer in 10 days. My mother-in-law listed her house, sold it to a cash buyer in 12 days.
Wow.
So, okay, now I got to spring it on the boss at work because I worked for the largest powertrain wholesaler for Mopar in the country.
Okay.
In Kansas City. And Liz worked there too.
Oh,
so
wow.
we walked in, and the
Losing
service
2 employees.
So the service manager there, him and I always had this grandiose plan that we were both going to walk out in October of 19.
Okay.
That was our plan. We're both going to walk out and retire together. Okay. So this was the first week in April. Walked into the service manager's office, Liz and myself. We both walked in there and shut the door and sat down. He goes, "Oh, fuck." And I said, "What?" He goes, "You're moving." I said, "Yes, we are." I said, "We bought a house." He goes, "Damn it." He goes, "I knew it was going to happen." So, then we left his office and walked over to the general manager's office and shut the door. And he goes, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, you got 30 days. We're out." He goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah, we're moving to Utah." And so, it was...
And you had one wife at that time?
Just one, yeah.
Okay.
I had not... I didn't really understand the statute of obligatory at that point. So, I didn't know...
Got up those numbers.
Yeah, I didn't know...
Those are rookie numbers.
Rookie numbers.
Yeah, exactly. So, but, it was a huge leap of faith. And, without crying, I've met some incredible people here. I mean, do I miss some things from the Midwest? Yeah.
Sure.
But you know what? I've got some of the coolest freaking friends on the planet, and I live in a beautiful area. I mean, I've lived here for 6 years. I have just scratched the surface of all the cool shit around here.
Nice.
Every time you go out, it's something cool.
Yeah.
Sure. And so, like I said, 6 years, and I've only scratched it. So
that's great.
It's been a hell of a journey. We love our life. We love where we live. So it's been really incredible.
Yeah, very cool.
Just kind of insane.
Yeah.
I never thought that, and who'd ever thought that you'd, build a 2,400 square foot shed in your backyard, but the city said I could do it. They gave me my permit, so cheers.
There you go.
When you bought the house, were you looking for a place that had the space in the back? Was that a box you needed to check when y'all were looking?
Well, one of the things when we were looking at homes was having either a shop or an RV garage or space to put it. Well, this lot, the way they designed this lot was supposed to be a through street. There wasn't supposed to be a house here.
Oh, wow.
So the lot is extra wide, and so it's really deep. Most of the lots in this neighborhood are about 12,000 square feet. Mine is almost 17,000.
Wow. Okay.
So I have a huge lot. When you look at it from a satellite view, it dwarfs all the other lots in the neighborhood. So it's kind of cool, And, my backyard was 8,800 square feet.
Yeah.
Just my backyard. So
Perfect.
Yeah. It's as big as most people's lots. Back in the Midwest, I could have put 4 of my houses.
Right, exactly.
I came from an 860 square foot house.
Wow.
I lived thrifty back there, so I could live like there's no tomorrow out here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So-
Right on. Well, yeah, great. That's a cool story. I mean, just going from like, okay, we're going to move, and we just bought a house. We haven't even seen it. That's I mean, that's a huge purchase, right? And like
kind of
a huge move. And yeah, it is kind of insane. So now we got a little insight of how your mind works.
You have no idea.
Right on. All right. So then you've been here for 6 years. So a year ago, so 5 years into this, you're like, I got to build some kind of a building. Were you making coffee at that time, or?
Yes.
You were? Okay.
Yes, I had already started. This whole thing with coffee started 2024.
Okay.
In July, complaining that we couldn't get a good cup of coffee.
All right.
Because it sucked. And so my friend Crystal went and bought a $1,300 Breville. Nicest coffee maker I've ever seen in someone's home. She invites me over for an espresso. She brews me up an espresso, and I spit it in the sink. Like, what the hell is this? And it was garbage.
Uh-huh.
So next thing you know, I'm researching, and I go down this rabbit hole, and I'm down the rabbit hole every night till 3, 4, 5 in the morning. And so September 6th of 2024, I drove to Phoenix and bought my little coffee roaster, drove back. I had 13 of my closest friends over a week later for a focus group about tasting coffee.
Okay.
So I had coffee from 7 different countries, and we all sat out on the patio out here, and we had people, Julio, Laura, all those people. And of course, I didn't realize they drank decaf. They tapped out after the 3rd country because I didn't realize they were decaf drinkers.
Yeah.
So they were hopped up, and a little shaky, but that's okay, And it's kind of evolved from there. And I never thought that it would really make much. And then Rich and Brandy at Trail Hero were kind enough last year to give me a booth at the kickoff party. So that was my first selling of coffee, was at Trail Hero.
Yep.
Yeah, you were passing it out to all of us when
2024,
we were guiding trails at BFG last year, Plan BFG. Yep. And I remember, I think you gave me a T-shirt, in fact. You were hitting it on all cylinders at that point.
So, and I was undecided what to name the thing, and I couldn't think of a name because, what's in the name? There's, a lot of things. I mean, like Miracle Truss, it's got its own thing, it's a miracle and it's cool.
Like cardo tracks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they all have
their own. That's just
a
made up word.
So they all have their own little hook or hinge, and I'm trying to think of what's a hook or hinge for an old man that's roasting coffee. And of course, being an old rock and roll head from the 70s, I'm listening to music one day, and of course, my favorite band happens to be Rush.
Oh.
And Working Man comes on.
Sure.
And it's like, that's it. It hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like Working Man roasting. That's it. And so that's how it was born, and it's been a great deal. But this building wasn't just a shop. This building is Working Man Roasting Company. Because without this building, the evolution of Working Man Roasting Company would have died. Because
gotcha. Yeah, you needed the space.
I had to have the space and the infrastructure to keep up with the demand, which, Lord knows, I thought I might sell 20 or 30 pounds of coffee a month. It's over 300 pounds a month now.
Wow.
And I've been blessed that I've shipped coffee to New Zealand and Germany and 22 different states. And, it's just been all word of mouth. Zero advertising.
I was going to say, it's grassroots marketing that you've been doing there.
Yeah. I've done $0 on marketing.
Wow. That's
just
cool.
Nice people that, spread my word, and they try it, and it's like,
well, you got a good product.
Thank you.
Speaks for itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're sitting here having a sip right now, aren't we, Jason?
Yeah. What do we got here in our cuppa?
Joe.
We have today a Honduras Blonde and Bold organic blend, which is kind of my signature because obviously I like dark coffee, but I like my caffeine. So the blonde bean has all that happy juice in it. So I mix the blonde and the dark, and that's what I got.
From Honduras.
From Honduras.
Is this one narcotic free?
Narcotic free.
Okay.
according to Jake, I've got the Headhunter coffee from Papua New Guinea, but
it's cannibal coffee.
Cannibal coffee. Okay, but so I might have to come up with a blend for that. I mean, I kind of liked what he's spinning there. So, it's all about having a little fun. Yeah. So.
So both those two beans both come from Honduras, though, the dark and the light.
They're from the same farm, same producer. Everything I have that I do is 100% organic and single origin. So occasionally I will make a blend of coffees. Like I used to have one that was the Tour of Africa, but one of those coffees are no longer available. So the Tour of Africa, the tour ended, but
Tour's over. The tour got cut short.
Yeah, the 3-hour tour.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, single origin coffees, and all from Honduras, the one we're having today. But it changes all the time. Coffees from around the world, and try and get. And most people want to plug this before I spin out, but coffee is scored on cup score between 0 and 100. 0 is garbage that you pour in the drain, and 100 is that mythical unicorn that doesn't exist. So the lowest score of any coffee that I have is 83, and that's my decaf. Anything above 75 is considered high-grade specialty coffee, and most of your commercially roasted coffee that you're going to buy in these big-name stores with lots of green and white logos, their coffee scores between 40 and 60.
Wow.
And so there's a reason that people complain, God, this taste scores just burn, it's bad. It's because garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
So, it's so I try and select the best beans that I can and roast them.
So the beans are scored before you get them. Is that how that works?
Okay. There is people that sit around kind of like a sommelier at a winery. There's professional cuppers. That's their job.
Sure.
They drink coffee, spit it in a spittoon, and throw it away.
Right.
You can recognize them because they shake a lot, right?
Yeah. I mean, they don't drink it. They slurp it.
Yeah.
They chew it, spit it out.
It's just like wine sommeliers.
It's kind of like wine tasting.
You're not. Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. And I got the lady that I buy all my coffee from. She is a cupper.
Okay.
And so
cupper.
Yep. I trust her explicitly because her knowledge and expertise in the field. She's been a coffee nerd for 25 years.
Sure.
So, I mean, I'm a coffee nerd, but not as bad as she is.
So you're all self-taught, YouTube channel. How'd you get this knowledge? Just trial by fire?
Lots and lots of rabbit hole time.
Yeah.
I not so much YouTube because I'm not a big YouTuber, a little bit, but most of it was researching, talking to other roasters, and the people that I buy my stuff from, and then it's just been some trial and error. Don't get me wrong, I've thrown some beans in the garbage.
Sure.
So, but that happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's anything in the whole process, right? Like I made wine for several years, and it was like not all of them came out great.
Creole Williams over here.
Yeah.
Lived down the dirt road. Made homemade wine like nobody I know.
Welch's?
There you go. Exactly. But yeah, it's I get it. You're trying some stuff, and I like this blend we just had. That's because I like the darker roast, but that's less caffeine. The darker the coffee, typically the least amount of caffeine, right?
That is correct.
And 100%. The blonde has got your most caffeine, but not as much flavor. So I like the blend.
Yeah,
that's a good compromise there.
And it was weird because when I did that, I thought, I wonder how it'd be, and I will literally sell 20 pounds to 5 of like regular, medium, or light, or what have you, to the blonde and bold. It's just people like their jolt with their bold.
Sure,
so why not?
Sure.
Here's possibly a weird question: Is there coffee pairings? Did these cuppers like taste it with anything, or do they do anything to cleanse their palate, or
they do. They have sometimes they'll eat a cracker, or there's different things that different ones use.
Bischoff cookie in between.
And the cupping chart that you refer to is like a big giant pie chart, and it has like 200 different things on it, because you'll taste like apricot, lemon, lime, pear, tea, coffee, pipe tobacco. You'll taste all
bourbon,
these different
scotch.
things on the backside of the coffee. And most people don't realize if you let your coffee cool for just a little bit, so it's not piping hot but still warm, and then as you're drinking it, kind of chew it, and you'll taste those things. It's crazy. I didn't realize. I just thought, this coffee's good, this coffee's bad.
Yeah,
but they're there. It's wild.
It's like any other, like with whiskey or anything else out there. Wine, it changes with temperature. It changes. You add an ice cube to whiskey, all that stuff, and you get some different nuances, right?
Creel would know. He would know.
Yeah, I know.
See, I'm kind of a connoisseur of 90-weight gear oil.
Yeah.
It's like on weight, or on, with heat.
How about
it's
some AW46?
When you drink, yeah.
Gear oil is the worst thing known to man. I'm telling you.
I'm not
that
real
is the
big
worst
on the
smelling
synthetics,
thing.
though. It makes you,
For anybody that didn't listen to the podcast, the Trail Hero podcast last year, do we need to talk to him about what oil is?
Oh, you mean oil?
Oh,
Yeah.
oil.
Yeah. That's how we... Yeah, it's a product we put in our engines in Alabama.
Yeah.
Motor oil.
Oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use 530 oil or
Yeah.
50-20 or 20-50?
530.
530.
Yeah.
Must be one of those minivan motors.
LS, man.
Oh,
LS life.
yeah, it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
LSs are cute.
Yeah.
I like my Hemi.
Says the guy that used to sell for Mopar.
Yeah, exactly.
I like my Hemi.
Exactly.
I drank the Kool-Aid.
Oh, well.
There you go.
Hey, LS, Hemi, it's all depends what your happy side is, I mean.
There's one of each right there sitting out back here.
Yeah. They're both beautiful rigs. I think I got the drop on Big Daddy for power, but I think he's got me for capability. Well, it comes to horsepower, I think I got you.
Talk about your Jeep a little bit here that we're staring at next to Big Daddy.
That is my friend Ruckus. It was, I bought that thing 15 years ago. It was just a base X. My wife said, "Why are you buying a Jeep?" I said, "Yes, okay, you're going to love it." And, because I've been Jeeping since 1979, since before she was born. So, and that's okay. But,
this is still his first wife we're talking about.
Perfect.
But it's, it's got a 6.4 SRT8 with a mild.
Oh, he's going in for more.
I'm going in for a second cuppa.
And then Atlas 545 RFE transmission, Dana 60s front and back, chrome moly shafts, of course, Raceline wheels, rock crawler links, all kinds of good stuff on it.
Started as a 4-door JK.
I was going to say.
It started as a basic 4-door JK with 31-inch tires and, a hard top and full doors. And it's kind of morphed into what it is today.
And most notably, I'll point out, no ducks.
No
well,
ducks.
Yeah.
Well,
no ducks.
actually,
No ducks given.
I hate to say
Don't tarnish it.
No, so I broke a taillight. I broke one of my reverse lights. And one day I'm out on a trail,
I can see
and
it.
there is a duck in my reverse light that somebody found on the sand and stuck it in there. And they knew that I hated the freaking duck. And so I thought, you know what? And I didn't know about it until I got home. And I get text messages, "Hey, you got ducked today." I said, "Bullshit, nobody fucking ducked me." And then I get the pictures getting text to me. So yeah, it's been there.
great.
It's been in there for almost 4 years now.
Holy smoke.
You're ducking nuts.
Yeah,
I'm an anti-ducker.
Oh, I am too.
no.
I hate the duck.
It's like that Seinfeld, the anti-dentite.
Anti-dentite. But Ruckus, everybody wants to name their Jeep like this orange one, the magnificent Big Daddy is. It's like, where do you get your name? And so I didn't know what to name it because it was never a Rubicon, because Rubicons are kind of Skippy LaRue anyway. So I was trying to think, and I don't know whether you guys have ever watched the series Boondocks.
Boondocks? No.
It's an animated series.
Okay.
There's a character on there called Uncle Ruckus, and that's where he got his name. My wife's going to kill me for putting this out there, but that's where he got his name.
Wow. That's cool. And you've had this now for how many years?
15.
15. I was going to say, so yeah, you had that out in Kansas City.
Yep.
What kind of wheeling is there out there in Kansas City?
Dirt, mud, you know, rocks. I mean, I used to throw it on a trailer and come west every year because, you know, the off-road parks there's some nice off-road parks there, but it's a different wheeling.
You got like wheel speed with all that moisture.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I mean, S'more and Kansas Rocks are two great parks back in the Midwest, one in Kansas, one in Missouri.
We've mapped both of them, by the way.
Exactly.
Those two.
And
Cardo Tracks has mapped both of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
And that's how I found my way around S'more, was using the Cardo Track maps years ago. I mean, they've gotten better, but I mean, it was way back in the old days. You know, I think he was using a compass and an abacus.
Jason and I used Cardo Tracks on our Rubicon trip here, a month and a half ago?
That's where I discovered the Toyota bypass on right there.
That was brilliant.
I didn't name that, by the way. That
Really?
came with it. Yeah, John Arens.
Did he tell you that? That's
John
where that
said
is?
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, right out of Little Sluice.
This
Man,
would
getting
be
to map stuff with people like that, with all that tribal knowledge, is so fun. All the stories.
Sure.
It's fun. Like Indian Trail.
Yeah.
Do you know that story?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like during what's the big event out there that's Jeepers Jamboree.
Jeepers Jamboree.
Long time ago. I don't know what year this was. Probably in the 80s, maybe late 70s or something. I don't know. During Jeepers Jamboree, the rock rollers are the guys that go out there and they're wearing coveralls and they help guide everybody through. So they'll stay put and just help guide everybody through obstacles. And there was a big backup down near where the entrance to the relatively new RTF property is. And one of the rock rollers up there, I don't remember the guy's name, forgive me, is basically trying to make a decision because it was this huge traffic jam. And he decided to start doing a reroute and bypassing that.
Right.
And one of these old school dudes comes running up at him and yelling at him like, "You can't do that. That's not a route." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, it's an old Indian trail." And the guy bought it. And that became a new route and a new line. And so everybody called it the Indian Trail. And he just totally made that up.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It's a fun story. But I got to hear all those kind of stories from John when we were collecting that data. So, yeah, the Toyota bypass is...
I love it.
Wouldn't this be a great lead-in to say what you always say on every podcast?
Toyotas suck.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Thank you for teeing that up, Corey. I was wondering how I was going to work that into a coffee, podcast, Miracle Truss podcast here, but here we are.
That's awesome.
It's a good thing we're all Jeep guys here. Anyways, well, that's freaking cool.
Well,
so
Jake's driving a rental bomb, though.
Oh, what are you driving?
It's a Jeep.
Oh, it is a Jeep.
It is a Jeep. Yeah,
Okay.
I got to the...
Is it a Liberty or what is it, Gladiator?
No, it's a Wrangler.
Oh, it's a Wrangler. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the tag from?
Alamo. Well, so good question. So Alamo last year, I flew into Vegas and they said just pick any Jeep in that line. They pointed to a certain row, and I was like, holy cow, this is awesome. They're all Rubicons last year.
Oh, yeah.
So I fully anticipated, hopefully, a Rubicon this year. And I get up there in the parking deck, and none of them were Rubicons. They were all just base model, and all of the first row of them were all California plates. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. I'm from Alabama. I'm like, this isn't going to go well. I don't think that they're kind of frowned upon, around these parts. Because there's everybody moving here.
Well, it's California Stan,
Right.
Yeah, California Stan. But so I'm sitting there and I'm just scratching my head and I'm working my way down the line looking at the plates. And I get to the last one and it's got a Georgia plate on it. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Okay, well, maybe this is the candidate. Then I saw the tires, and they're nearly bald.
Oh.
And I was like, well, crap, man. So I'm like looking at all California Jeeps and a Georgia one with bald tires. So it's like, man, this is a tough decision. So being a Jeep guy, I'm like, granted, I don't know modern Jeeps like most people do. I'm old school 82 Scrambler guy. I don't know what engines are in them. So I'm like, well, I'm kind of bored. I'm going to start popping hoods. So I go down the line. I'm looking under the hood. They're all a 2.0 liter engine, which is surprisingly small displacement, but they make a good bit of power. It's pretty impressive.
I think they're turboed.
Yeah, it's got to be a turbo. You can kind of feel the turbo lag when you're driving.
Wu-Tang war whistle in
Anyway,
there.
I'm just sitting here. I'm looking at my candidates trying to make a decision, and this dude comes rolling up with a Sahara model, and he's just cleaned it, and they're just parking it in the line. So I go running over there to him, and I'm like, "Is this? Can I rent this?" And he's like, "Yeah," and it's got Utah plates on it, and I'm like, "Perfect, score." Tires look good, and so anyway, that's what I'm in. But it was like, I don't know, the things that go through a Jeep owner's mind when you're trying to rent a Jeep, and it's like, man, you have to think it through.
Now you're a local.
Easy decision.
Yeah, you're a local, so you're going to go run Fallen tomorrow, or what? We're going to go
I mean, I don't know. It's all about momentum,
Chain
right?
reaction.
Yeah.
Chain reaction?
Yeah.
We did chain reaction yesterday. That was pretty Western.
Yeah, it's tricky with rentals. They do have trackers in them. And
I don't put ruckus on that trail because I still want my body panels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
you call me a local. I got to point this out. So this is interesting. I just learned this a few minutes ago. Or before I got here to do this podcast. This is my 10th year to attend Trail Hero. I've not missed one.
And it is the 10-year anniversary.
It is the 10-year anniversary. And I just learned I'm one of about 7 people that have achieved this.
Wow.
And we're all getting some challenge coins from Red Sitter to commemorate that. So I think that's happening at the gala Wednesday night. So that'll be pretty cool.
That's super cool.
Awesome.
But not all trips were easy for my family.
No.
Through the years, we had some struggles getting out here driving in the past.
You're typically driving your Scrambler out
That's
here.
That's right. Yeah, I've got the transfer case out of it right now. I had some 4-to-1 gears that I think are starting to go. They've left the chat. Yeah, I had a seal blowout, so when I was draining the fluid to do the seal replacement, the plug had a bunch of metal on it on the magnet. So I was like, oh, man, that's got to be that gear set. So changing over to JB Conversions gears. They're a 4-to-1 set that they built for the Dana 300. So I yanked the case out right before leaving and hauled it to Birmingham, where I was flying out of, and left it with a good friend, Keith Bailey, in Birmingham with Off-Road Connection. Keith's one of the cronies with UA for a long time, so it's in good hands. So I'm going to let him rebuild it while I'm out here. So, but yeah, it was just too little too late to make that discovery and go, I don't have time to make this happen before Trail Hero this year. So
but you're here.
We're here.
You're here. That's cool.
Excited. Good time.
Yeah, so this is a good segue. So let's talk about this building process, Michael, and how it went and what you thought, and then we'll get in on Jake's. We really ribbed him last year to get his shit going, and he finally did. So,
well, it like I said, it all started, a little over a year ago.
I'm going to say you were thinking about that longer than a year ago. I remember we were talking on the trail.
It's been a couple of years, but I had a lot of moving parts, and so it was probably 2023, maybe even 2022, but it's been a minute that, and then I've had some health issues and things, and my lovely wife Liz and my mother-in-law and my son, they said after I almost died, we need to build your building, Dad, before it's too late.
Wow.
And so
that kind of puts it in perspective.
Yeah, it really does.
Well, it really did, because you don't think about your own mortality in that way. And, when you see that bright light, as they say, and it's like, holy shit, I'm checking out. And so after that, my perspective on things changed a lot.
Okay.
And so we decided in 2023 that we were going to build this building. And so, we met, with Corey, and then I talked to Keith, his brother, and a lot of people, about what I was going to do. And it was one of those things, well, how are we going to build this? Originally, I was going to build 2 buildings. Well, then the city and zoning and all that were being dicks. So
to put it mildly,
hey, I'll call it what it is.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah,
no, Michael always had trouble expressing himself as a child.
I did. I didn't get much candy as a kid, so candy coating things really wasn't good for me. So we all kind of compromised on what we were going to do. But then they had height restrictions and all this. So talking with Keith and all that, we were able to come to a flat roof to maximize the interior space, because I wanted to make a drum studio for my son that would be above my coffee roastery, that was a space for him.
Okay.
Because my son is a very accomplished rock and roll musician, country. He plays it all, but, rock and roll is his jam, and metal. But it had to be one of those things that I could accommodate the space. And so in talking with Keith and Corey, and, we came up with a beautiful flat roof design with a mild slope on it.
I was going to say more of a mono slope.
Yeah,
it's very flat, but we had to put a little rake to it.
Had to get a little drain going on. It only loses a foot front to back, but it gives me beautiful shade on the north side, so I don't, I can actually sit outside, and it's really been. After it got up, and then I was so tired of seeing dirt. So for 5 months,
yeah,
I see dirt every day, 4 months, whatever, dirt every day, and change my air filters in my house every 2 weeks because of the dirt.
Yeah.
But now that we have a little grass and some plants, oh my God.
And rock.
We got lots of rock. We got 34 tons of rock.
Wow.
So, It's been a great process. It's almost done. We've got a few small things left to do, some painting, some trim work and things, but by and large, almost done.
Yeah.
And so, Liz will come up to me and pinch me. She goes, "Can you believe that's in our backyard? Can you believe our building's up?" She is jazzed. My wife loves this building.
Right on. That's good.
And she's a girl. Most girls say, who gives a rat's ass about your shop? But, it's pretty cool that, she's totally into it.
Fired up about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing I noticed walking back into the shop. And I'm like, wait a minute. There's no, arch to these trusses or anything. It's a flat roof and with a slope. And I'm like, okay. Sky's the limit, apparently, Corey. Huh? Anything you want.
We always say if you can draw it, we can likely build it.
Yep.
I got a question. What was the height restriction that Washington City put on you? What was the limit?
17 feet on an outbuilding. So my building is technically 16 feet, 11 and a half inches at the top of the front, and 16 on the back.
There you
technically,
go.
And this is being recorded publicly. So
yeah, no, it's all good.
Make sure that we did meet the height restriction by a half an inch.
In case he's got a Sharon living nearby.
No, I don't care.
Sharon is Karen.
I've already had every
Sharon is a Karen?
I've had every building inspector in Washington County over here up my keister, and I have passed every inspection. So
perfect.
By design.
Yep.
That's a good feeling to be able to say that. I know exactly what that feels like, and making sure you're meeting all that criteria, and then nobody can really do anything about it. You're doing what they told you you were limited to do, so you did it, and there you go.
The crazy thing is, there's anodes that go down to your rebar that go through the concrete. Well, I have another person I know is building a building with a similar roof on it, and they have failed every inspection known to man. Their electrician and their concrete guy didn't do the right thing, so the guy, when he's hooking up their electricity, takes a piece of rebar, pounds it in the freaking ground outside, and runs wire to it.
Right.
Oh, he failed his inspection wildly. They made him jackhammer his floor and tie it to the rebar.
Wow.
Because that's code.
Yeah.
And so...
There's a name for that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But,
that's not what I was thinking.
Oh, well, and then another guy. And see, the nice thing about mine is all my setbacks are with what the city wanted. But this other person that I know, they got a variance on their setback next to a wall. Well, then they stucco this building, and it's beautiful. It's great. So then I thought they were going to drywall inside their building. And one day I hear the workers, and they're drywalling over the stucco. And so I thought, certainly there's a language barrier here. I better call Peter. Oops, you didn't edit that. So anyway, I called the guy, and I said, hey, they're drywalling the outside of your building over your stucco. And he goes, yeah, it failed fire code. they didn't use fire retardant drywall on it, so he stuccoed over the drywall.
Oh no!
So they drywalled over the stucco. So then, well, it's raw drywall. It rains for 3 days.
Oh man.
Okay, well, once drywall's wet, we all know it's garbage.
It's done.
His general told him, "Oh no, you don't need to replace that. It'll dry out. It's fine." They stuccoed over it.
Yeah.
So now you got mold behind it.
Not my problem. Not my building.
Wow.
I got a Miracle Truss building with insulation and steel on the outside. There ain't no mold.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
This is beautiful.
You know, and the sound
And a wood secondary framing exposed on the inside to do whatever you want.
And the sound deadening that is in here is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't hear anything out when you're out behind the building. You don't hear anything.
Right.
You know, it's quiet. You know, I only put the 4 windows in for ambient light. You know?
It works perfectly. I love it.
I know.
Yeah, on the short wall on the backside.
Yeah, and it's, nice thing is if I need to clean the windows, I can always crawl up the purlins and clean them.
There you go.
It's kind of like a built-in ladder.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of unsafe, but
Man, I've done that. You climb up and then you realize how high up you are hanging on that, and you go, "Oh, geez."
Yeah.
Well, my son
I've
did
done
that.
this.
My
Yep.
son did that, and he looked at me. He goes, "This is pretty tall, Dad." I said, "Yeah, no shit."
Yeah.
That's cool. Right on. And I like not only with unique building that I've seen through Miracle Truss here with the flat roof, and but then you got your customized for what you're doing, your roasting facility right behind us here, and then the drum studio upstairs.
Yeah,
and you maximize that space upstairs. Really, really freaking cool. I mean, the versatility is unbelievable. What you can do, right?
He's doing it all. It's like an airport hair care and tire center here.
I just need a barber chair, but I've one of my dreams was working in the automotive industry. I always had access to a car lift, and you take that for granted when you work in that industry, and then when you walk away from that industry, I don't have access to a lift. What am I going to do?
Oh, yeah.
And so that was one of the things that was on my list too, was I got to have a lift, because I put a transmission in an LJ sitting in a garage on my back. I told my son, I said, never again will I ever put a transmission in laying on my back, ever.
Sure.
So too old for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you got a nice lift in here. So, you got a lot of room for activities.
Well, yeah, we're going to put the projector up, so we'll have a 300-inch screen on the wall there.
Wow.
That's why the wall is the way it is.
Okay.
Sweet.
It's going to be painted a satin white. So there's actually, believe it or not, they actually make paint for projection TV.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that.
So that's going to be a 300-inch screen up there. So that way we can, have parties out here with live music, because obviously.
Yeah, a musician.
Band. I have access to bands, so we're going to have us a live music. We're going to have, football games up there and all kinds of cool stuff. So there's a lot of activities going to happen.
Right on.
This is going to be, I don't know if you guys ever heard of my party that I always throw in the fall called the Fall Barbecue. Being from Kansas City, old man likes to barbecue.
Okay.
So the Fall Barbecue was supposed to be, 12 or 14 of my close friends. Well, it ended up, because of Larry and Sherry and Lance and everybody else, it kind of word of mouth about my cue got out. Next thing you know, I got 75 people in my backyard.
Ooh.
So have you ever used coffee in any of your
Coffee
barbecue?
rub?
Like a rub?
I have. And there's other things that I'm going to be using coffee for as well, like coffee cocktails, for instance. There's some cool espresso cocktails that, obviously I don't drink, but 99% of my friends do.
Yeah.
So I have been researching the coffee cocktails and everything for the Fall Barbecue this year.
Nice.
So that way,
Cool.
It's not just, and it's got to be one of those things that everybody wants to have fun, not just me. So I try and have something for everybody.
Girls just want to have fun.
They do, especially my wife. She loves to have fun. So
Got
That was Madonna, I think.
Oh, was it Madonna? Okay. Or was it Cyndi Lauper?
Oh, yeah. Just making sure you're paying attention.
See? Jake's being quiet over there.
I just
He's
listen
like,
to bluegrass.
Because he doesn't understand our music out here.
how far is Alabama from Nashville?
I'm about 2 hours from Nashville, where I live.
Oh, well, see, you need to go up there because I've got some people you need to go up there and see.
Well, you're even closer to the Big Tire Garage.
Yeah,
Nashville.
Yeah, I'm not far from there.
Yeah.
I'm probably an hour from Ian.
Okay, right on.
Yeah. No, I know Nashville.
Yeah.
We don't frequent Nashville.
Right. I just have a lot of friends that play there and, musical people. So, go up there and, meet some people and hang out and watch some cool music. Cole Hartley, who is one of my friends and a great country singer. My son's his drummer. He lives in Nashville now, so he's got some playtime there. A guy named Jason Hartless, who is Ted Nugent's drummer, lives there. And those are all friends of mine. There's a piano bar there that Jason's wife is in charge of all the activity there. So if you like piano bars and stuff like that, awesome place.
Wow. There you go.
And then right in your backyard.
Damn.
Yeah.
Speaking of your backyard.
Yeah.
So there's a building back there now.
There is. It's a monstrosity.
And it's like dried in?
Yeah, it is. The only thing that I lack to have it truly dried in is 2 garage doors. So
yeah.
The cost of those are pretty high. I've burned through some cash on some other stuff. Costs all went up on materials and everything since COVID. So, I got a little behind the curve on all that. But, it's dried in. Got 2 big doors. It's about $14,000 to put the doors in. So for both of them. So I found some those sunshades that people use for covering
I saw that. I saw that on IG.
I gotta give credit to Jennifer, my wife, who had that brilliant idea. She said, "Why don't we see if we can find some?" A lot of those kind of have curved edges from the corners, like where you pull towards. But we found some that were just square. corners and rectangles, and they fit perfect. So. Nice. They come with little bungee cord loops with a little hook on them, and they're grommeted.
Okay.
So you run the bungee cord through, and they hooked onto on either side of my doors. I've got an I-beam for the end wall. The Miracle Truss wall there is an I-beam there, and the little hooks hook perfectly on the clips for the purlins.
Okay.
I'm sorry, for the girts.
Okay.
And then on the outside too, it just clipped easily into those trusses. So. The wind blows and the bungee cords kind of give a little bit, so it won't rip it. And my big problem was I had hummingbirds, like tons of hummingbirds kept getting in. They would just fly in the doors, and they would go up to the ceiling, but they won't go back down.
Yeah,
and it was bizarre. And they would eventually just tire themselves out and just kind of sit on the side of a purlin. And you could just real carefully, I'd go up in my scissor lift and just real delicately grab them and take them down and take them outside, and we'd give them a sip of some
sugar water
out of the hummingbird feeder on the back deck, and they would just open their eyes and be like, "Party on!" and they'd take off and fly off. It was really cool.
That is cool.
There were 2 of them passed though. Unfortunately, I felt bad, and I didn't get out there in time to them. And
how big is that? How big is the monstrosity?
It's 2,220 square feet, so pretty big building. Yep. The walls are 16 feet. My ridge is about 23, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay. So it's a tall building.
Yeah, it is.
And the doors are 12 tall, and 14 wide. So there's huge openings for the birds just to fly in. And our mountain bike team, I coach a mountain bike team back at home, and there's our logo is a big red circle with Patriots. We're the Patriots. And I think they were attracted to that big red circle on the team trailer that I'd parked inside. That's kind of what I think they were going for. And then they would just get stuck in there. So it might have been in the 90s. Charlie Daniels was doing a post hole with a post hole, like a powered post hole auger.
Digger, yeah. Auger.
And it grabbed a rock or something and twisted up and broke his arm.
Yeah.
And they were really worried if he'd be able to fiddle again or play guitar. And fortunately, he was able to recover from it, but high risk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one wrong move. Like you said, those guys out there, it's like off-roading. I mean, you got to keep your head in the game. Pay attention. Use your head. Think smart.
Yep.
Because some of the trails we're on out there, ain't no joke. I mean,
pretty serious.
There's places you can die.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on a few of those trails where it's like, God, don't go left because it's 400 feet down.
Don't go down there.
Part of the thing going back to mountain biking and coaching, that one of the requirements, depending on what level coach you are, you have to have first aid training. And the top level in our league is level 3 coach, and part of that is wilderness first aid training, which is basically talking through the scenario where you have somebody that's been injured and you're a long way from help. So you have to keep them alive. And so it's working through the process of figuring out, how to manage those injuries. And so stop the bleeding, keep an oxygenated blood to your brain, and treat for hypothermia, top 3 steps. And there's a lot of that carries over into off-roading, because we go off-roading in places that can be pretty remote sometimes. Rollover injuries, hands getting pinched, grabbing roll bars, and a lot of things. So it's a thing I've benefited from in mountain biking that carries over into off-roading and just goes back and forth is a lot of similar stuff, and being prepared for situations like that. There's a lot of off-roaders that are mountain bikers, and it's kind of interesting our culture and how they seem to gravitate to both sports. And I think it's a lot of it is just kind of how our culture is. We're real self-sufficient kind of people. We fix our own stuff. There's people that take their Jeeps into shops and stuff and have work done, but a lot of us do our own work. Right. And it's just kind of the way we think, and mountain bikers are the same way. You flat, you got to be prepared. It's kind of interesting how they kind of go hand in hand. So.
It is. And a lot of people have people in Jeeps take their mountain bikes up to these remote areas and throw them out.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then they bike back, and then, the old man like me drives the Jeep back because I'm old.
Yeah.
So,
right on.
So, Jake, I have to reel this thing back in because I'm just dying to hear the story about the monstrosity.
Yeah.
Here. And I know we got off on a little tangent here, but...
Yeah. Do I need to do an abbreviated version so that people that might not have heard the first about Sharon?
Yeah, there's Karens in the world, and then there's Sharons in the world, and sometimes Sharons are Karen.
Yeah, so Sharon's Karen here in this case. So the app next door, my wife Jennifer will just kind of peek at it every now and then. Sometimes something might happen and you want to know what's going on in your area or whatever. So she's looking around, and this is 2 years ago maybe, sees some post about the monstrosity over on our street. As what this woman named Sharon, at least that's her alias, we think now at this point, refers to my building that's being constructed. And at that time, it was just all trusses and lumber. I hadn't dried it.
It was all knees and elbows.
Yeah. And she dubbed it the monstrosity. And there's some other people that were chiming in. And I was like, oh, this is hilarious. So fast forward to getting it dried in and putting sheet metal on the exterior. The building I've got 2 eaves, I guess is the right term, the front corner. Is that right, Corey? You call it an eave, I guess, or what do you call that? Just,
your overhang, you're saying?
Yeah, just the front ridge or the peak where the ridge comes together, I guess, in the front on the end. The Miracle Truss company supplies this nice decorative plate that goes over the end. And my building came with 2 of those. One of them had no logo on it.
You're talking about the peak plate.
Yeah.
A peak plate, yes.
Like the one over there.
Like the one over here on the side, because...
That's right.
There's really no peak on this
Yeah, he doesn't have a peak, so...
I don't have one, so I just put it inside.
I got one that had Miracle Truss buildings on it, and then the other was blank, and I hung them both on the ends. And then I realized that I've got this front covered overhang as well that also could use one of those. And then the thought occurred to me, aha, I got one that was blank. So I messaged Corey, and I said, hey, Corey, I got an idea. And I told him, I said, no is a completely acceptable answer, because this is going to be manipulating their logo, their brand design a little bit. But I said, would you be open to the idea of, y'all ship me another one of these blank ones, and I got a local vinyl shop. Can we take your logo and change the Miracle Truss text to the monstrosity and maintain the M and the Miracle Truss design?
Yeah.
Oh, good heavens.
So
I love it.
We made it happen, and Corey was like, oh, I'm all in. This is too funny, because he already knew the story about Sharon, who is Karen, or Karen is Sharon, whichever it is. And so we made it happen. So my front eave on the front of the building says the monstrosity.
That's epic.
And so from the road, you can't really read it. The text is small enough where you really can't tell it. But friends coming in the backyard are going to see that and go, oh, my gosh, that's awesome. So little poke to old Sharon, whoever she is. She's still unidentified.
Really?
We cannot figure out who she is.
Really? You don't know which neighbor it is?
No.
Oh, wow.
Jennifer's gone up, looked at tax maps, and we know all these neighbors over on that side except for like 2 houses. So we're pretty sure that it's got to be this one lady that's over there that's kind of a bit of just a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
See you next
but
Tuesday.
she's not named Sharon, so we think it's an alias.
It's an alias. Yeah. Sharon.
She's made some other posts about some other things that have happened in the past in the neighborhood, and Jennifer's like searched her name, and so she identifies the street she's on by those posts. So we're pretty certain who it is. But whatever, there's nothing she can do about it. That's the beautiful thing. Like,
you followed code. You followed all your zoning.
There's nothing that they can do. And actually, I had to send out letters when I asked for some variances on my setbacks. We had to send out letters to all the neighbors so that they could come to that meeting, the Board of Adjustments meeting for the variance, and nobody appeared.
Wow.
And so that
was a good day.
And whoever she is, wherever she is.
It was like in April, wasn't it? Or May? April or May when you did that?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So
I thought we talked about that.
Yeah, nobody showed up to protest it, and the board just approved it unanimously. Like, we had a little back and forth. They had some questions for me. We talked it through, and they're like, we don't see a problem. So they gave me a 10-foot setback, and I built my building 12 feet off, just as a little bitty buffer off of that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm 100% within all the rules and regulations of
That's funny.
So,
you talk about regulations, and I live here in the land of Mormon. So, most Mormons don't drink coffee. They drink sugary energy drinks all day long. But, coffee's foreboding, I don't know if it's the hot caffeine or cold caffeine. But anyway, so I'm outside talking to one of my neighbors.
I've heard it's just dark drinks, dark beverages.
No, caffeine.
Okay, caffeine.
So, hot caffeine.
Oh. Okay.
You can drink a Red Bull. But anyway, so I'm outside talking to one of my neighbors about it. He asked if I roast cacao. Well, I haven't ventured into that area yet, but I'm going to.
Okay.
But anyway, so his son, who's like 10 or 12, is out there, and he asks his dad, he goes, what's that smell that I smell that you talking about? He goes, that's the smell of money, son. Because he smells the coffee roasting, so he told his kid, that's the smell of money. So, and one of his nephews buys coffee. But
that smell of money is different depending on what part of the world you grew up in. I grew up in one of the largest pork-producing counties in the country, and the smell of money is hog confinements in my case.
So pig shit.
That is not a pleasant smell either.
No.
Yes, it is.
A hog farm. That's
Dude,
about
I grew up on a pig farm. I scooped pig shit till I was 18 years old.
I guess you get used to it, but
it's a way of life, my friend.
Yeah.
A little heaven on the hoof, as I always called it.
Heaven on the hoof.
There ain't nothing better than pork. Anybody that doesn't eat pork is not right.
you are from Kansas City.
I'm from Iowa, my friend.
I had carnitas last night.
There you go.
There you go. I like it.
Now, you were from what county? I'm Floyd County.
Washington County.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah, I was Floyd County. I was straight east of you.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Highway 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, that's why when I talk to Keith all the time, because, he's back there, and it's like, I always feel like a little piece of home when I'm talking to Keith.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, him and I, we'll get off and we'll just ramble. We're not even talking about Miracle Truss. We're just having a good time.
Yeah.
Because I'll ask him about stuff that's going on in Iowa, and it's like, it just makes me a connection to my home and to my, childhood and growing up. And it's really nice to do business with people like you guys, because like I said, it takes me home.
He's a fellow Iowegian.
Cool.
Yeah, it takes me home. So it is cool.
He's an Iowegian.
Yeah, I am.
Have you
an
ever been to
Iowegian.
Field of Dreams?
Of course.
The real one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually been to
Dyersville.
the field.
That's pretty cool. I heard it's a real place. I mean,
It is.
It's
It is.
legit.
I mean, it's actually, they got a real nice ball field there. It's a
Do
cool
they play
place.
baseball games?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
It's
cool.
actually a cool place.
It's a great movie. I
Erdl
love
Toys is near there, too.
What is?
Erdl Toys. A little like Tonka truck looking thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Got a whole museum there. Pretty cool.
Huh. Yeah, it really
Cool.
is.
Fun fact.
And don't miss the I-80 truck stop. You're not familiar with the I-80 truck stop?
I think I am. It's really big. It's like
It's the largest truck stop in the entire world. Dude, this place, I mean, if you're ever on I-80 going across Iowa, you got to stop.
it's like a family owned. It's not like a big chain or something. It's
no,
family
it's one.
owned and
It's one. It started
Yeah,
out
it's not the
smaller than my
Buc-ee's.
house.
right.
You're thinking Bucky.
Dude, this place has a movie theater, a dentist, a barber. It's all there.
Wow.
And a truck museum. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Huh. There you go.
I mean, you know, a trucker wants to see a movie. You can relax.
Yeah.
Go on his 8 hours, watch a movie. Oh, shit, my tooth's bothering me. Go in. Dentist will pull your tooth for you.
Wow.
Get on down the road.
There you go.
So it's a pretty cool place. It is.
Wow.
So, Jason, can I change the subject?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that okay? So, we're at Trail Hero here.
Yes.
10th year.
Yes.
And you just redid your buggy.
I did. We're gonna talk about that. Yes.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Has it got a Yoda motor in it?
No. Toyota suck. No, when Corey and I did our last garage podcast, and we're sitting right in front of the buggy after doing Rubicon and Fordyce, and my wrap was looking pretty sad. I wrapped it 3 years ago here at right before Trail Hero, and I said I got to clean this thing up. So I go, okay, you know, what am I going to do? Obviously, it got the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey logo, I go, man, called up Corey. I go, hey, you want to be part of this wrap, you know, Miracle Truss? Maybe we can collaborate and do something cool. And it came out really freaking cool. So Corey got his designer on it and came up with a design for the hood and the roof. I wasn't planning on putting anything on the roof, and I said okay. And then the side panels I worked with, and came out really freaking cool.
Yeah, it's bitchin'. The thing is, and this wasn't to be a plug for Miracle Truss, but it was just that you really wanted to change the look of your rig.
Yes,
and you know, you had the blue on there before, which this thing's pretty well known. I mean, people see your buggy, they know it, they know it's
unique mid-engine rig, old school.
Yeah. And
it hurts feelings.
And it came out white.
It came out white.
And I just think it's so clean.
It is. It's very clean.
Yeah.
I've always liked white. All my trucks were white up until a few years ago. But it really pops off of this red rock out here. We got some killer photos last few days. And, and it's funny because I'm kind of incognito now. People knew me for my blue buggy and the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey sticker on the side. Then now I roll up and people are like,
who's that guy?
Jason?
Who that?
Did you get a new rig? And I'm like, nope. Just put whipped cream on a pork chop here. Just spray painted the chassis a little bit and a new wrap. And boy, it looks like a whole new rig.
I love it. Cool. I think it's just so crisp. It just looks so good.
It is crisp. Crisp was a good descriptive word. Yes, good adjective there. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, you haven't seen it yet, have you, Jake?
No, I haven't.
Oh, man.
It's the unveiling.
To it,
man, I'll show you.
I'm kind of partial to white. So.
I know you are partial to white.
I'm a white guy.
You're a white guy. You're
very white.
Very white.
I listen to bluegrass.
I think
you're more chicken.
You're more chicken white than me.
Yeah.
See, my last name's Green, but there is Green in Miracle Truss logo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is.
See, how about that?
Yeah,
that's true.
Tie-in.
And even the whiskey or Wheeling Wine and Whiskey has a kind of a aqua blue,
teal,
marine green, teal-ish kind of
teal,
color.
sir.
Yeah, teal. Teal.
It's greenish.
Teal. How do they say teal in Alabama?
So that line, I got a funny story.
I bet you
Oil.
do.
They say it like oil.
Oh,
No. Jennifer, my wife's family, when she was younger, long before we met, they went to go buy the mother-in-law new vacuum cleaner, and they were in a like a probably Sears, an old school,
sure,
whatever you call it, store back in the day, and they had this guy that was the salesman, and he lighting the loafers, and yeah. And they were all debating over a certain model, and Jennifer's dad pointed to this particular vacuum cleaner and said, I think we'll take the green one. And the guy looks at him and very directly says, "It's teal, sir."
It's teal.
And so it kind of stuck, but not just green. That's how we say it in Alabama.
Yeah, okay, just green.
Just green.
Yeah.
Aquamarine.
Maybe verde, I guess.
Verde, that's Spanish, yeah.
Depending on who's working on your shop.
Cool story there. A couple weeks ago, when I live in Minden, and a buddy of mine called me up and said there's a killer garage sale going on over in South Shore Tahoe. So I said, hey, we're doing a little poker run. I said, I'm going to stop by this garage sale. He sent some pictures, and just a lot of cool yard art. I go over there, and I found an old street sign. I mean, thick gauge street sign. None of this cheap shit that's, with a sticker on it nowadays. Embossed that said Verde Way.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm like, oh, I got to get this because my last name's Green. So
Verde Way.
So I picked that up for some yard art.
Awesome.
Yeah. Blanco.
Yeah. Blanco. Verde, Blanco. Yeah. Well, they make good tequila. Yeah. Okay, so what do we got here? Mike's showing off some.
It was just a logo. Just a logo that a friend of mine found and brought it over to me so I could hang it in the roastery when it's
no
done.
coffee,
nice.
No worky.
Yeah, no coffee, no worky.
So good.
He was at a place in Colorado and saw it, and he goes, "Whoa, hello!"
So you're getting lower and lower in your chair there.
I knew it. I knew it was going to happen.
Mike just sitting in a bucket now.
Mike just spent all his money on a new roaster, an air roaster. We got the crate sitting behind us, and you just fired that thing off minutes before we got here. Sounded like a jet engine when we walked into your shop, but talk about your evolution, because you took us out to your tough shed over here that had, your coffee facilities in. Now you got this nice Miracle Truss building and huge space to work in, and you just got a nice air roaster.
Well, the evolution is been pretty cool. My old roaster, is a propane roaster, a drum roaster, like 90% of the roasters in the United States are. I am blessed that I have one of 14 air motion roasters in the country.
Really?
In my shop right now, in my roastery. I'm so totally excited to start using it and get that product out there because it's clean. There's no carcinogens in it at all. So use organic coffee.
Narcotic free, we hear.
We use no narcotics, no
from our Honduras.
There's no shrooms in my coffee.
Okay.
But, it's
Jake's out now. Now he's out. It's
going to be a very cool thing because I'm going from a little roaster that would do 1.5 pounds at a time to one that will do 13. My old machine, I could get 7 to 8 pounds an hour out of it.
Wow.
My new one, I can do 52 pounds an hour.
Wow.
So this is going to change my life.
Step it up.
And it's going to change the game of coffee, especially in southern Utah. And I mean, I ship it everywhere, but in southern Utah, there's nothing like this. The closest AMR roaster to me is in San Francisco.
Wow.
And then there's a couple in Texas, a couple in Michigan, one in Iowa, and some on the East Coast. But like I said, there's only 14 of them operational in the United States. They're built in South Africa by a guy that used to have a Civets roaster, which was developed in the 70s in San Francisco by a guy named Civets. Well, he wore his Civets roaster out, so him and his engineer buddy thought, hey, we're brilliant, let's make our own. And so this is the evolution of coffee roasting.
Wow.
Cool.
That's very cool. And you made a statement before the podcast. We were talking of like how quote unquote dirty coffee is, typical coffee.
It is.
And you pride yourself on all organic, and now you got this air roaster that's going to be even more clean coffee.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. So, I'm pretty proud of it.
Mike's going to have to stand up now because his chair fully collapsed. Oh, yeah. Is she gone?
Yep.
It's good choice in changing chairs,
Yeah.
Corey.
Well,
that could have been you.
I tried not to. I mean, I was trying to be humble here and say, I'll just take it. But he was insistent that he was going to be the one to sit in it. So.
Yeah, if I fall on the ground, what are you going to hurt?
Right.
I mean,
you're not going to sue yourself.
Well, no, and you can't hurt yourself either. I mean, when you've fallen and been beat up as much as I have as my old age, so you get the old man skin and everything.
There you go.
Spend all his money on the roaster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's all about the roaster. I could care less about chairs.
Yeah.
It's not about comfort when I'm sitting down.
Right.
'Cause I really don't. I honestly, I don't sit down a whole lot during the day.
I get that.
I mean, I always told my grandparents, because they raised me, and there's a saying that I've always thought was kind of cool: if you never slow down, you never grow old.
I agree with that.
And that's a line from Tom Petty from one of his songs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I always told my grandmother that, and so I try and live by that, because I slowed down for a minute. And then I discovered coffee, and it's changed my life. I smile. I'm happy. And this is a fantastic place. I mean, where else what other country in the world are you going to be able to hang out in a garage on a beautiful fall afternoon and talk about coffee or whiskey or wine?
Sure.
With your friends and just having a good freaking time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, good tie-in there. We, this podcast started 6 years ago and just, get the stories out there. And here's another unique story. A guy that literally bought a house overnight in one of the four-wheeling meccas of the world and go, okay, we're going to figure this out when we get there. And then you started roasting coffee because of kind of a passion project is what I'm getting out of this, that you were looking for the best cup of coffee and you couldn't find it.
No, I mean, I literally went to every coffee shop, roastery that I could find. There was a couple that were, I could drink this. And, a year ago, right after I started my deal, one of the best coffee roasters in the world bought a winter home in St. George. Well, he was nice enough to talk to me, mentor me a little bit, and tell me some things. And so it's kind of cool. And he, came down here and tried to straighten out a coffee shop that was roasting coffee and had some marginal stuff going on. And then he's kind of turned their program around. It's better than it was.
I'm picturing the old Columbia commercials, the Columbia coffee commercials with the guy that rode in on the donkey, this is Juan, Michael's new mentor here coming in to teach him how to roast coffee.
There you go.
Coming in on a donkey with the Mexican blanket and the whole deal,
Serape.
The serape. There you go. Good.
Serape.
People in Alabama think that's some kind of a food dish.
I was trying to keep it.
Serape?
Serape, they're trying to pour it on pancakes. You got the serape?
This tastes weird.
But yeah, so it's so much fun though, because like I said, when I met Corey these years ago, it's like, okay. And then I kind of thought something was up with Big Daddy, that he might be moving. And then next thing I know, Larry said, I sold Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's a Jeep for those people that don't know.
It's pretty cool.
Man, we covered some ground here, but this is what a cool story, and I'm glad to see the Miracle Truss shop in this state right now where you're like starting to move in, starting to make it your own, right? And and getting some paint up, some drywall, and you obviously got the nuts and bolts and the electricals going, but now it's making the gingerbread stuff look good, and that's I think kind of where you're at too, right, Jake?
Yeah.
Do you have your lift in?
Lift's not in yet. No, I'm going to probably end up doing all the floors and get that finished before we stand up lifts. I've got one. I'm ultimately going to want to have two in there.
Yeah.
Are you going to measure the correct distance for the anchor bolts on your lift?
I strongly recommend.
I'll probably not invite Michael over to do that measure.
I would probably measure like 17 times.
Well, if y'all know me, I would have done that and measured 17, 18.
You would have made a model out of cardboard before you ever even measured, probably, and then you would have gone into the measuring and engineering phase.
I've saved the
mock-up first.
The cartography of the shop would have been mapped out, perfectly.
So,
on point.
Honestly, before we even poured concrete, we had everything ready to pour before we put down the water membrane down, the plastic.
Yeah.
Jennifer and I made a map of the floor so we knew where all my conduit was run through, because I didn't want to drill a hole right into like anchor bolts for the lift. I didn't want to run onto because we buried conduit through my slab.
Yeah, which I thought was a great idea, because we picked that up a year ago when we did our podcast, and pretty ingenious, and conduit is cheap. Wires not. Wires not. Yeah, because going underground and dropping down from an outlet that's 3 feet off the ground or whatever they are, instead of going 16 feet up over in your attic 90 feet and then down another 16 feet. That's a great tip.
My electrical.
I wrote that tip down. That's what I'm doing in my shop.
Very good idea. You spend some money in that conduit, but it's ready to go.
Now, being in Alabama,
a pull rope through it.
Heated floor?
No, not really. I mean, it gets cold to us in North Alabama in the winter, but it's not. It's nothing that bad. So no, that would have been nice, but No heated floor.
Right on.
But yeah, we mapped it out. Like I poured big rectangular pits that are deeper to span where my lifts will go.
Sure.
And we laid some extra rebar out kind of perpendicular to that pit to kind of serve as outriggers, so to speak, so that because on a 2-post, you're kind of going forwards and backwards on it.
Right.
So I figured it would kind of serve as like an outrigger to give it a little bit more strength. So I'm still like way overkill for what Ben Pack would recommend on your concrete. They say minimum 3,000 PSI concrete, I think, and maybe like 4-inch concrete. And in that area, I'm about a foot thick for those pits.
Yeah,
I just dug deeper pits for where those lifts would go.
Yeah, so
but we mapped it all out. We
did
drew
you use
everything off.
3,000 PSI? Or did you go
we
4?
went with 4. We're 4 for 1,000.
I used 4,000.
No fiber, but we used we ran wire through the whole thing. And wire. Yeah, it's what. Yeah,
Is that
kind of like having a fire.
WAIR, wire.
Wire.
Yeah, it's over Dar back in Alabama. Alabama stand. But yeah, mapped it all out. It was easy, so I know where I'm going to be drilling things. I know I could reference that up and pull tape off a wall or something and see how far in I am. And
that's
know
perfect.
that I'm not going to hit something that I don't want to hit.
Yeah, that's
never
right.
fun in concrete.
No,
Yeah.
because they ain't coming back.
I made one mistake. I buried some downspout pipe underneath on the outside, just outside of one of my garage doors, where I'll have a collector for a downspout for the gutter that's on my front covered overhang. And so it drops into that collector and then turns 90 degrees and runs across out to the other end, out to daylight, down slope. And it ended up being where one of those, where it turns underneath is where one of the bolts needed to go for the front covered awning trusses. And I'm drilling the concrete, just drilling away, and all of a sudden the drill just goes soft and drops down rapidly. And I was like, oh, man, I punched right into the top of that PVC. Which wasn't the end of the world, but I decided to, I ended up swapping over from the Hilti brand anchors that is like a bolt, basically, that cuts threads into the concrete, and it's an epoxy that you use, because the epoxy would just dribble into that pipe.
Yeah,
I ended up going with the redhead style, where it's the mechanical anchor, where it has the collar that pulls up as you tighten it. So I got something to measure the depth of how thick it was before it goes into that conduit, and then made sure it was just above that, so I'm actually pulling into concrete, not down in the hole. So it worked out, but that was my one mistake on a drill that I went in and I hit something that I did.
Yeah,
I didn't think about
no
it.
problems, only solutions, right?
That's right.
Yeah, we came up with a fix.
At least you didn't hit any rebar. I hit some rebar when I was drilling these holes, but luckily I had a good bit, so
it'll slow you down though.
It did slow it down, but it didn't take long.
Any other takeaways from the build, Mike, that you would have done a little differently or anything?
Not with the building. No. The building itself is everything I dreamed it would be. It took a while to see the vision. I mean, I saw it in my head, but my head's got some weird shit going on. Whereas my wife and my son and my mother-in-law, I kept trying to express my vision to them verbally. Sure. They didn't see what I saw until it was where it's at now.
Right.
Because it was only in my head and my builder's head.
Okay.
So, and my son. I mean, he's had a big part of this.
And then he put it in my head, and I had to live with it for a while. I was like living through the mind of Michael over here.
Yeah, I mean, and he was all spun out because I had him spun out, and I had Keith spun out. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I got to say that his brother Keith, the guy's on top of it. He's just a super nice guy. I mean, and I think I met your brother out here like 5 years ago when he was out here.
Yeah, I brought him out one year.
Yeah. And so, it's like we really just connected on a friend level, not so much as a business level.
Sure.
And was it hard to write the check to those guys? No. Because at the end of the day, I knew I was going to get what I wanted, and it's here.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys the trade guys that came out and hung the stuff and put it together, 90% of those people were awesome, but the drywallers, I mean, look at where the rods go through.
Right.
I mean, even they're finished off. It's like, well, dude, it's like, I mean, we get some quakes down here, so I'm hoping the quakes don't crack it. But you know, the quakes aren't big. I mean, every now and then we'll get a 4, but you know, nothing too bad.
It's designed for that. Seismic is included in our engineering.
Yeah. No, I meant crack the drywall.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think anything's going to fall on me. I mean, you know. No. And let me ask you a question. Do you have quake insurance?
I don't know.
What?
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
You don't have quake?
No.
Oh, I got quake.
Do you?
Hell yeah.
I live in Iowa, so you know there's no quaking in Iowa.
You're mobile.
There might be Quakers in Iowa, but there's no quaking.
You know, Kansas City has more quakes than here.
Oh yeah.
St. Joe, where your buildings are made.
Yeah.
It's the New Madrid fault.
And you know what's funny?
What it's called.
We were in Oklahoma one time and had an earthquake.
You know, it's funny because we're talking, and one of the gals that works for you went to the same high school as my wife.
Really?
Yeah, she's 2 years younger than my wife. Oh. They grew up and graduated from the same high school.
Cool.
You know, the gal that works in St. Joe.
Small world.
Yeah, because we're talking. I said, "Where are you at?" She said, "I'm in St. Joe." So what high school you go to? And she told me. I said, "Holy shit, my wife went there." You know, what are the odds?
Funny.
Know? So it is a small world. You know, the 3 degrees of separation is way smaller than that, I think.
Yeah. So if I can chime in on my takeaway, I think one of the biggest things that I learned getting mine dried in is trying to find a really good sheet metal crew. It makes a big difference. The finish at the end, that's what everybody sees is on the outside. Mm-hmm. And I struggled with the guys that I ended up with and kind of regret a little bit there, the crew that I had. But it was just
they had some questions that I don't think they should have had questions about.
I don't think they had as much experience as they said they had.
And,
so that's advice to anyone.
Jake called me a few times during the process and was like, "Hey, what about this? How does this work?" And it was just simple stuff.
All their holes before
I was surprised.
They hung it up.
But that's local crew.
Yeah,
that's one thing I'll say about the clowns.
Most are good.
I mean, the guys that put up my steel. One thing I'll give them, they did measure, and then they chalk lined and string lined, and they drilled all the holes on the metal before it ever went up.
That's you got to be real good with measuring to make sure that you hit the target.
But I tell you what.
So.
We did that with ours.
They were all spot on. But I mean, there was a few places where we found where they forgot to put a screw in. Mm-hmm. No big deal. You know, we got bags of screws. But that was one thing that, you know, they drilled all the holes on the sheet metal. Another thing was, too, Corey, and I don't know if you know this or not, but they send way more metal than you really need.
Well, I mean, we try to be efficient. But there are instances, and it depends on the design. Some are going to get more than others to be forthcoming. Okay. Because just depending on how wide it is, whether a panel fits or not.
And I'm not mad.
No, I know.
Because I've got 4 full 17-foot sheets.
Perfect.
You know, I thought about covering my tough shed with it.
Well, you know, and we always try to have an extra side panel, an extra roof panel. So if something damage one, that kind of thing. But it is efficient, though. I mean, we're not charging you for a lot of extra stuff, and therefore we don't generally send you a lot of extra stuff. No. But we also use a tremendous amount of common sense in our practices. And part of that is, hey, you might damage a panel. Now, that doesn't mean that the panel you damage is replaceable or that we had it included. Right. Because you could damage the wrong one, so to speak. Yep. But, we do. Yeah. We do.
That was
have
one
that
thing I'll say, though, that, you know, everything was there. We weren't missing anything. You know, nothing was.
We've made those mistakes before. Well, but we own them.
I mean, we own them. We're human.
Yeah.
But one thing I'll say is, because I inventoried everything when it came off the truck. You know, because obviously I wanted to make sure that I got everything I paid for, but also that it wasn't damaged, and nothing was damaged. And I mean, you know, it came in a covered trailer, and I don't know whether you normally ship on a covered trailer, a Conestoga type trailer.
Not generally.
But yeah, this guy had it in the nice Conestoga trailer. It pulls up. It was all.
Is that like a Conestoga wagon, like they use to settle the West?
Yeah, it took a long time to get it delivered because it's pulled by horse.
We go on tangents whether we're drinking bourbon or not, don't we, Jason?
They were oxen, damn it!
Oh, oxen!
Oxen!
Come on, man! You can't come across Utah and not have oxen, for Christ's sake.
What was the game where they died of
Oregon Trail
or the Oregon Trail?
Yeah.
Died of dysentery.
Yeah, right before they got sick, they
did
off Michael's sheet metal.
Yep, they did.
And then they all got sick.
They got it here safe, and that's what
there you
mattered.
go.
You know.
All right.
it's been
what
a
time
great
is it? Is it time to start drinking? I kind of feel like it. It's
probably
it's Utah time. Is it early here?
One might think we already are.
2:45. Yeah,
that's how we get
the coffee. It's caffeine.
See, people think we get this way when we're drinking.
Right, right. No, it's just
we're just
the way we are.
Yeah,
just hopped up.
Oh my gosh. Well, good. Well, let's land this plane. We've gone over several different topics. Mountain biking. You know, drumming.
Jeeping.
Coffee, jeeping. You know,
building,
coffee,
coffees.
buggy wraps.
There is one more thing I want to hear from you too, Michael. Is decaf. How do you decaffeinate coffee?
I get the beans that are already decaffeinated because there's a couple processes to do it. One is what they call a Swiss water process, which, they process the beans through the water and it removes the caffeine. Or they use ethyl alcohol. Well, I like the water process because it's cleaner, doesn't leave a taste. And I'm not a decaf person, but the decaf stuff that I have is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I drink coffee a lot for the effect. That's basically a two-wheel drive Jeep. Why would you even have it?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody that actually drinks it.
No, you're right.
I mean,
you're right.
I don't
It's got to be purely for the flavor then.
It's flavor, yeah.
For someone that's going to do that, that's 100% flavor then.
No,
it's probably somebody that's selling teal vacuums, I'm just saying.
Yeah, probably.
It's teal, sir.
Yeah.
It's teal.
Not green, it's teal, damn it.
Maybe Sharon drinks decaf.
Who drinks?
Yeah, I bet
you think Sharon drinks decaf
coffee.
I think she...
How about, does anybody here eat coffee beans? That's the big thing.
I do. Chocolate-covered coffee beans.
They're
espresso
amazing.
beans. Love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming soon to a working man.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Yeah. That way you can have your crack on the road.
That's right. Exactly. That's what got me. That's what got me here.
Chocolate covered espresso.
Not crack. Okay, let's clarify, Corey.
No,
Crack dealer Corey here.
How many beans did you eat?
I'm not a dealer.
You're
the one that said it.
How many beans did you eat, Jason?
Oh, probably a dozen.
Oh, my goodness.
A dozen.
Dude,
and that was after. Normally, I have 1 cup of coffee a day.
Right.
I don't need a pot of coffee a day or anything. I'm already pretty well wired.
Oh, I'm 3 pots.
I'm a morning person, but on those long drives, it was 10 plus hours getting here, and I
So 12 hours spread out, or 12 beans spread out over 10 hours?
No, those 12 beans were the last 3 hours of the drive.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
because I had already had 3 cups of coffee prior to.
Yeah.
So I was well caffeinated, and then I had that on top, and it was just, that was good.
Those 12 beans are like 4 cups of coffee.
Yeah. So there you go. But then you don't have to pee, see? So
right.
Well, you don't.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's a nice caveat of that.
Yeah.
Little fun fact.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways.
Duly noted.
All right. Well, this is good. Corey, you got anything else to add or subtract from this podcast?
Michael, how do they hear about your coffee?
Yeah. Well, I was going to get there. Look at you.
You can go to workingmanroastingcompany.com or Working Man Roasting Co. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, all these socials. Please, if you hear about coffee, you love good coffee, give me a shout. Anybody that mentions the Wheel and Wine and Whiskey podcast is also going to get 10% off.
Oh,
hey, how about that?
So,
nice.
Well, I was planning on taking some out of here today.
Yeah, same here.
I'm going to mention the Wheel and
drop the Wheel and Wine and Whiskey and get your 10% off and get your bags at the vendor fair out at Trail Hero Vendor Show Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And come on out to the vendor show. Enjoy the music fest. There's going to be some great bands, a lot of wheeling, good times. So come on out, check us out, and let's have some fun.
We're also, just so anybody that listens to the podcast, I'm going to post pictures of your building.
Yes.
And I'll tag you in it so they can kind of follow you along that way too. But, people always want a visual. They're hearing the podcast. They can kind of, they understand what's going on. But I would love to follow this up with some visuals. So I'll be posting that on Miracle Truss.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm grateful.
And we've got pictures of Jake's already on there, of course, too.
Yep.
So.
I'm grateful for the fact that, you guys included me in this. It's really cool, and I appreciate it. I mean, great group. Jake, your maps are amazing. Cardotracks.com. Go to them. I use them all the time, and so it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. Yeah, we pride ourselves in good maps. 84 trails now on the mountain.
84. Holy smokes.
Wow. That's what we're up to now. I forgot to share that earlier. Okay. That's a crazy number, isn't it?
Incredible.
Yeah, that really
did
is.
A tally the other night.
That's
when we were
insane.
working on that. So in 10 years, I don't know what we started with after that first map that we created, the first copy or whatever, first version. But I bet it was probably in the 20 to 30 trail range.
Okay.
Now we're 84.
Wow.
For the Toyota guys that are listening, do you have any Toyota bypasses on the mountain out here?
Yeah, I think that main paved road that goes out to the Walmart is yeah.
Oh no! Road 2!
There we go.
Your face is down.
You look like the kid that got caught.
The second chair just gave way for anybody wondering what this hodgepodge is.
Just almost went to the ground and another chair failure.
All right. Well, we should, Jake, I think you and I are left. This is kind of like it's rotation. It's either going to be you or I next.
Well, this is like Russian roulette right now.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm
Jake
only
don't weigh enough.
50, so
I was going to say, I'm 180, so you got me. You're leader here.
Pretty good right now.
Before my ass falls through this thing.
I really thought the concrete was caving in.
Oh, Jesus. Earthquake.
Quake!
We don't have big quakes here. Whatever. Oh, gosh. What was that?
That was freaking epic.
Thanks for hosting us. We're going to buy you a set of chairs here. I hope you sell a lot of coffee so we can get you a better patio set.
Oh, good heavens!
Hey, I'm glad you put your money where your mouth is and in the coffee roasting and not in patio chairs. So that's good.
I love it.
No, man, this has been great. Thanks for hosting us. And Corey's got to go change his shorts right now.
Hilarious.
Oh, good heavens. Oh, my gosh. So you got to love Michael's enthusiasm and just off the cuff, it was cool. I didn't know what to expect in this interview.
No?
Well, Corey gave me some insight, but I didn't know the guy, right? And I just come in and usually I do my homework and stuff, but I had no background on Michael. But what a cool deal for him to just move from Kansas City and go, oh, we're going to Sand Hollow, the off-road mecca, you could argue, at Sand Hollow there, and then, start another career up after you retired. And he was a Dodge guy. He still is a Dodge guy.
Dodges are awesome, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wish you were there to meet him because you guys would have been all great Dodge. Let's go Ram. Do the little Ram handshake or whatever that is with your thumbs and everything. Put your mirrors up. You like Corn Julio. Put your hands up like I'm
Corn Julio.
Toe mirrors.
TP for
whatever it is. I don't know, but no. It was cool, and I love and we talk about a lot on this podcast. The passion, right? Like he was passionate about coffee, or is passionate about coffee, I should say, and is like, I can't get any good coffee in this town. I'm going to make my own, and that's how it all started. And he got this one of 14 air roasters in, the United States, and is starting to air roast coffee now, and just really stepping up his production through the Miracle Truss building. He started in a tough shed, went to this Miracle Truss building, and also, twofold. His son, being a drummer, he wanted to have a drum studio for him.
Because you don't want that in the house.
No, you don't want that in the house at all. And I mean, it's a cool building. It's totally unique from all the other Miracle Truss buildings I saw. And it works, and it's great, and they love it, and it's exactly what they wanted. And that's the cool thing about Miracle Truss. You can just build exactly what you want. So I'm like, all right, this is good. And the coffee, he is, and anything I dive into, I'm a very passionate person as well. And I didn't drink coffee for years.
No, you didn't.
In the golf industry, I'd always have, and I still do have, my pint of water in the morning when I wake up, but I don't need coffee to function. But, we start our days early, 4:30, 5:30 in the morning. at the golf course.
4:30, 5:30. Shit, I've been getting to work at 3:30.
Well, yeah, you're at a municipal golf course where people are teeing off with headlamps and stuff. But you know, it's funny because I love the smell of coffee, and I get the coffee pot going and stuff for the guys, but I never drank it. And then, like, I don't know, it's been like 11, 12 years now. I started drinking coffee camping. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. And then having it after a good steak dinner, like you described earlier, little latte or coffee is nice. Espresso at the end of a meal. So, yeah. And I
like a
little
espresso.
You put your pinky out. But yeah, Michael is putting together some great coffee at a high cup rating that's full organic without all the, chemicals and stuff. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And that blonde and bold that he's got with these white beans. So the darker the roast, the less caffeine. You think
correct?
It's the most intense flavor, but it's the least caffeine.
It's counterintuitive.
Yeah, and so he's bringing the best of both worlds. You get the nice, dark, rich, intense, hit you in the ding ding fucking flavor of coffee, and then you get the caffeine like hoo-yah right there. So it's cool. And he's doing it because he loves it and his passion, and it came through on the podcast. So and then it was fun to hear from Jake from State Farm, Cardo Tracks, the update on his, we had interviewed him. He was part of the interview at Trail Hero last year, and now he's dried in and minus some garage doors and a few other things. He's almost done with his building, Miracle Truss building. So anyways, good deal. It was fun to, again, Trail Hero is so great, and all these people collide there. It's just like hammers, just like Moab. You just got all these people from the industry and passionate about wheeling and off-roading. And it's a great opportunity to get together and do a little podcast like this. So
just shoot the shit.
Mm-hmm. And then the chairs. We pulled these chairs off the patio set, and it's hot out there, just like Nevada, Arizona, and stuff. And patio furniture doesn't hold up well outdoors, and that's what happened at the end. Chairs were ripping right through the seams there, and
oh boy,
falling through their chairs. So, anyways, that was kind of unplanned, hysterical aspect of the deal. So, anyways,
yikes!
Yeah.
All right.
So there it is. I think our final Trail Hero episode right there. Put a bow on this thing.
Yep.
Another great event. Put it on your calendar for next year. If you haven't been, make it happen.
Make it happen, Captain. What are you drinking, Holmes?
Actually, I'm glad you asked. I'm drinking Cedar Ridge Straight Rye Whiskey.
Rye whiskey.
Yeah, Corey gave me this. It's 100 proof.
Ooh.
And it's from his hometown, and it is really good. He brought some up when he came and visited, and I go, I need some of that. So he gave me a bottle at Trail Hero.
Sweet.
So it's from Iowa.
Well, they got corn in Iowa.
Swisher, Iowa. Never heard of it. But I'll tell you, they're doing some good stuff there. And obviously, they know how to farm out there. So
yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's the Cedar Ridge 100 proof straight rye whiskey. I'm not mad at it. It's a small batch. Let's see what it says here. Release number 4 in bottle 1,115. Boom.
There it is.
So, not disappointed with it at all. And thanks, Corey.
Nice.
Cheers.
Well, I'm not drinking anything quite that exotic or exclusive. I'm drinking. I'm trying to kill this bottle of Woodford Reserve. The standard Woodford Reserve that you can buy anywhere. It just seems to be
daily driver right there.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Smooth. It's very smooth. It's funny. I was talking pre-show with you about this bottle that I'm finishing off. This bottle's got some miles on it.
Yeah. Well, it's a 1.75 liters, so it's no slouch.
Yeah, it's a biggie. It's a handle. It would be, but it's this thing I kind of reminiscing a little bit. I think it's been to Meadow Lake at least twice. And it's been to Hollister Hills probably 6 times.
Wow. See, and that's great. I love it. It's a well-traveled bottle, but that also means that you keep that bottle in your camper and you don't share it with many people. That's what that means.
Well, it goes everywhere with me, really.
I know. I get it. But it's like, hey, Chris, you got any whiskey? No, don't have anything here. Move along.
Well, no, I mean, actually, I'm more than happy to share the Woodford Reserve, and I have absolutely. It's just like you said, it's a daily driver, man.
It's such a daily driver. It's so
smooth,
so good.
So I'm going to be at Costco next week replacing this bottle because I'm pretty sure it's not. Well, it'll survive the night, but it won't survive the week.
Yeah. And we were talking pre-podcast here. I was at Costco just an hour before the podcast, and they had Woodford Double Oak, and I just killed my bottle. And that is such a good little nightcap. And
it's a dessert wine. It's a dessert bourbon.
Dessert wine. Yes, a dessert bourbon. So, but I got your Jack Daniel's toasted.
Sweet. I look forward to that.
If anybody has had that, you know what we're talking about. But it is marshmallow, just really freaking good. It's in the square Jack Daniel's single barrel bottle, blue label, and our Costco's selling it for $55, which is so good. And I'll put it up against any other. I mean, Jack Daniel's, right? You mix it with Coke. I get it. You don't want to drink straight Jack Daniel's unless you're just a hardcore alcoholic. But
well, the better bottles are worth it.
The single barrel and the single barrel toasted. Oh my God, so freaking good. Their single barrel series I'm never disappointed. Anyways, I picked you up a bottle, Chris, today.
I'm looking forward to it.
Next time you're up, I got your your sticky note on it. It says, for Chris, do not open. I don't know if I'll respect it, but I don't know if Lorenzo's going to respect it. So I got it up high where he can't reach it, but
put it in Lorenzo's cage. Put it in Lorenzo's cage. He doesn't go in his cage. So
no, he does. He goes in his little cave there. But yeah. He's laughing right now. He's like, "Oh no, I'll figure out a way." But no, he's got plenty of other stuff. He's starting to drink for the holidays now again. So I hope he doesn't go overboard. I think he'll be good, but oh no, he's assuring me he'll be fine.
Right.
Okay. We'll see.
Never trust a donkey.
Never trust an ass. So, anyways, good stuff. Anything else before we wrap up this episode? Because
nope.
Yeah, we just ramble on. We got a lot of other stuff to cover.
Yeah, we got tons to talk about. But this is holiday seasons are right around the corner. Go to our website, www.wheelingwinewhiskey.com, and pay attention to the show notes, because there's going to be a lot of information in the show notes for this episode. Okay. Miracle Truss, bourbon LB steak. Of course, the coffee company that we talked about,
Working Man Coffee.
So all those links will be in the notes. So definitely take a look at those. Again, check our website, www.wheelingwinewhiskey.com, for all of our past episodes and links to our merch, which is important because the holiday season's coming up, and shopping for your loved ones, and if you want to represent us on the trail or wherever you're out and about. You can also go to the Instagram, which is at Wheeling Wine Whiskey, and our phone lines are working again.
They're working, and we are going to do a total phone dedicated episode, voicemail episode. So if you want to be on that episode, call in. And what's that number, Chris?
800. No.
408 800 5169. 408 800 5169.
That's correct.
So call in and you can be on the episode, which is going to come to a podcast platform near you soon. And the other little thing I'll interject right now, and we talked about a pre-show, but these mugs that Tack One Fab Carlos made for us with our logo on one side, and on the back side it says "Giving Till It Hurts" since 2019. I love this. Is my go-to whiskey mug. It is a metallic vacuum, mug from Arctic, RTIC, and it's ceramic lined, so you don't get the metallic taste with your wine or whiskey inside. And it is my go-to camping cup. I got glassware at my house because I'm bougie, but so we're going to do a pre-sale on this. We're going to make this happen. They're not inexpensive because quality cost, it's cost for the mug, cost for the engraving, but we're not making much off this deal, like $4. We're going to make off this deal selling them at $40. So if you are interested in one of those mugs, we're going to get them on the website, but we're going to do a pre-sale for a few weeks here going into Christmas. And, we don't want to buy a bunch of mugs and then have them sitting on our shelf trying to sell them. So we're going to do a pre-sale. So this is your cue right now. And I will get some pictures up on Instagram of our current mug. Our logo is super, what do I want to say?
Recognizable?
Intricate.
Oh, intricate.
It is recognizable. Finally, it's taken us 6 years to get there, but it is recognizable, and I love seeing it on all these different rigs. It's great. But so Carlos is polishing up the logo, and it's coming out great, as good as it can. It's so intricate.
It's complex.
It is very complex, but with that said, we're going to do some pre-sales on this cup order. So if you need a little Christmas gift for that hard to get person that loves our podcast and hates Toyotas, this is the cup for them. So just we're going to make this happen. But in the meantime, till we get this thing up on the website, I'm working on it next week. So this will air soon. So a few days after this podcast, hopefully it'll be up on the website where you can pre-order. If you don't see a pre-order, just hit me up on IG, Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. Say, hey, I'm interested in a mug. Duly noted. We'll make it happen. So no financial commitment on the front end here, but we're just kind of gauging the people that are interested. Yeah, interested in it. So. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Houston, we have a problem.
You killed the bottle that's been to 6 safety clinics, 2 King of the Hammers, and
it has been to KOH. Yeah,
it has been to KOH. So here's the moral of the story, kids. You need to come visit Chris's camper instead of the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey trailer. And because he's got some really good stuff hidden away there. Yeah, there it is. There is one finger. That isn't even a whole finger. One finger left that Chris is finishing off right now as we speak.
So good.
Good stuff. Chris, another great episode. Thank you. And you got anything else?
No, sir.
All right. With that,
we're out.